I'm Matt from the Noteblock Collective, and I was told to make some videos. So, we're going to be playing one of my favorites from childhood, Search and Rescue 4: Coastal Heroes. Now, this game was a nightmare for me. It is an extremely realistic simulator. Yes, I know there's a lot of time on that. That's because I went through all of the training courses and testing training courses and testing, and I'm just repeating myself so I have something to talk about. What was I talking about again? Never mind. So it's just a really realistic flight simulator which puts you in the position of a Coast Guard rescue pilot. But I'll explain the rest later. So now, I've already played through all of the tutorial missions. That's what I was talking about before I went off that tangent with tutorial missions, and I can't say that too many times. I can't think or speak today. Maybe it's a bad day to start this. Never mind, if I didn't start now, I never would. So, through all the tutorials, here's the first real mission. Factory, gas poisoning. We just received a distress call from Bayleaf Chemical Factory. 2 unconscious workers were found near vital flow gas tanks. Both men were probably affected by a leak of the poisonous gas held in those tanks, most likely a clear combustible like propane or butane. We don't know how long men have been exposed to the hazardous material or how serious their conditions are, so urgency is needed. Fly to the factory, land, and retrieve the victims by deploying a stretcher team. Good luck. Alright then, so now on to choose helicopter. The BK-117. This is my personal favorite. It's a real small one, kind of fast. Here's another fun that's to fly the Dolphin. It's the one you see in all the Coast Guard videos. I mean, who doesn't recognize that shape? It's slightly faster than the than the Burger King. The Dolphin's slightly faster than Burger King, but I don't like the way it handles, plus it has these wheels which bug me. And then there's the H3, the Sea King. This thing is one giant flying brick. It handles poorly, it's slow to spin up, it's really big and can carry a lot, but since I don't need to do that, I always go with the BK-117. Alright then, let's get to it. And now we are here. Turn the landing lights off, get into the pilot, start everything up immediately because these guys need help. Oh wow, that's far away.
Engines running.
Yes, they are. Alright then, I'm just going to get started immediately while I talk. I completely forgot. Shut up. I completely forgot what I was talking about beforehand. But that is of little to no concern because we are moving. Gotta watch that overtorque. Gotta watch the overtorque. Then. Alright then, so, perhaps I should start explaining a little bit more about this game. So, you're put in the position of a Coast Guard rescue pilot. You can do all sorts of stuff, like if you look at this, there's the helicopter. You can, if you can't see it or if it's hard to see, there's options to close the hoist door or open it, and a whole bunch of other little things, like you can deploy a basket, a litter, a sling, all sorts of different stuff, a hook, just so you can do stuff like rescue people. Blatantly obvious. But anyways, this is a really old game. I think it came out in 2003. I need to fact check that. But I got this from Target or something like that, or Walmart, when I was really little, and I had no idea how to fly. In fact, it took me until about 30 minutes to go to figure out how to start both engines in the helicopter. I might show you guys what it's like flying with one engine later, but right now we have a mission to do. And we have 40 nautical miles until we get there, so best go as fast as possible. But anyways, flying with one engine is really, really bad. I was constantly flying at 0 RPMs with my collective all the way out, which pretty much means that if there's a mountain in front of me, I can't pull up to get out of the way. But then, oh yes, and also I'd be flying at half speed, so even in the training missions, the people would die because I was too slow. In that case, I would always choose the Dolphin, simply because it was slightly faster than everything else. But even though I don't like the handling, But now, these things both go really fast. I'm not even at the max airspeed yet. I'm not supposed to go over 70, but I will, every now and then, if conditions permit. What was I talking about? Never mind. But now, these things will go really fast compared to what I was going now. That's why I'll be amazed at the speed of some of these things. And, like, look at our V-speed. We were going up at 1,500 feet per minute. That is great, especially compared to what I was doing before, when I was lucky to get 500 feet. And that was on a good day for the first few seconds after I take off. Speaking of a good day, let's check the weather. 2 to 5 knots, northwest. Great weather. It's funny how in the actual missions that they make, or so far, they make the weather nicer than in the training. In the training, it was always 15 to 20 knots, which is really difficult to deal with, especially when flying quickly. Simply because it buffets you around, especially if you're going crosswind, and it'd make for one hell of a ride. This thing would just be rocking back and forth all the time, only you wouldn't see the stick moving except to try and correct for all that. That really slowed me down. I shouldn't have done that. Wow, I'm falling. Checking V-speed. And then, so continuing on, this is probably going to be a long video if it's going to be 37 nautical miles. And that's just to get there. Then I have to fly them to the hospital and back. I mean, check this. I'm flying off the map. Oh, well, at least these things go fast. Like, right now I'm going 135. The listed max speed is, I think, 150. Either 140 or 150. No, it is 150 because the Dolphin's max speed is 165. But I can get this up to 160, and I have before. It's just that I really don't want to dive to do that, considering mountains. But anyways, I say I might get up to that speed because over a long distance, trying to maintain V-speed, trying to concentrate, but failing to. Over a long distance, your speed will slowly increase. Like, I might get up to 160 before the end of the map. In fact, I probably will, depending on how well I fly. Like, right now I'm going down. And level. Down a little bit, but level. As long as I'm nowhere near the mountains, I should be fine. But I probably should go a little bit up.
Time jump advised.
Time jump? These things can do that? They can do that? This isn't even a DeLorean. I didn't even think they had flying DeLoreans until... Let's see, what was it? Yeah, the second... No, the end of the
Time jump
first.
activated.
Time jump. What just happened? Time jump, I'm falling! I'm going down at 3,000 feet per minute.
Warning.
This is...
Torque.
Maximum safe speed exceeded. Oh well, at least I'm only 1.2 nautical miles now. So, I forgot about that. I remember the time jump now. Once you approach the edge of the map, I'm still falling! Oh, because my collective's nil. Alright then, so now I need to start concentrating again. Please remind me of my story once I am done. Alright then, bleeding off speed because we are directly over it. Am I supposed to land or no? I'm supposed to land. Oh dear, I am, like, seriously falling. Like a brick. Not like a boss, like a brick, which is a very bad thing. Now I'm going up, I'm going down, this thing's hectic. At least I still have 1,000 feet to do all this. Wow, this is a lot more chaotic than I planned it. At least there was the time jump. That was pretty useful. Flying 30 kilometers does not sound like a very fun thing to do. But now I need to somehow make it down without managing to murder everybody in the gas plant, because if I land here, that thing's gonna explode. So now, going down as safely as I can, while still trying to maintain concentration and speaking at the same time. Let's see, going. Are those power lines? I can't tell. Yeah, I do believe those are power lines. So, looks like the safest place to land is here. Right here. Right now. Is that a building? That worries me. No. Okay, wow, I am directly over something. Did that pipeline continue down here? No, but there were shrubs right there. Get out of the way! Come on. By the book! Alright then, now. Open the doors, deploy stretcher team, watch them. Hey, go to victim. Not a follow camera. There we go, that's a camera I want. Hey, right there! Where did my stretcher team go? Oh, yeah, I should probably send them out again. I intended to land that close. So, now that everybody is inside, we need to get to the hospital, which is relatively close. So, taken back off. Good thing we didn't explode those gas lines. Okay, so, victim is unconscious and the state is serious. Let's check on the other guy. Check. Okay, so... Ah, shut up! Overtorque, the bane of my existence. I never did see the new Batman movie. Heard it was good, but anyways. Overtorque. Although, really I do like the, realism of this game. Like, the only thing that's not realistic about this campaign is the fact that if I crash, I don't die as a pilot, so I don't have to start over from scratch each time. So, if I were to select... Oh dear, we are getting real close. Ugh. Pull up. I'm going as fast as I can.
Warning, overtorque.
Shut up. Okay. Minor crisis averted. And mountain. The, what was it talking about? Oh yeah, the realism. This game is just so realistic. Like, although the nice thing is you can set it so that it has very little realism also, which is what I did when I was, whatever, 14. No, it was younger than that when I got this game. But you can get everything from extremely realistic, like you nick the tree limb with your rotor, you crash, to you can be going face down, or you can be pointing nose down and still be going forward, which is in fact what I did since I couldn't figure out how to turn on both engines. But now I know how to fly. I have a license in-game, according to my employers, because I'm legally required to have it in-game. It was forged. But don't tell the victims. Alright then, there is the hospital. So now... Reducing collective, which is the pitch of the individual rotors, determines how much you go up or down, if I'm correct. Which I usually am because I like to be. In fact, I am correct so much that I'm never wrong. I just tend to lie a little. Alright then, now directly above the hospital... Falling. Very quickly far down. Hey, there's a car down there. Not sure if you guys could see that. It was in the lower pedal. No, it was in the feet area. That window, the foot window. Huh, another car. Or no, that's more of a bus. Although I really do like this. And this was really impressive, especially the physics for it. Now let me see if I can find the helipad for this, or do I just have to land in the middle of the parking lot? Parking lot it is. Oh dear, there are power lines around here. This game's so realistic that probably if I hit the power lines, I'm going down. that? No, that's just the edge of the parking lot, and more power lines. Those things are like spider webs. What was that? That was jittery. Where am I going? Down. Down, boy. Slowly. Slowly, you have 30 feet to go. 20. Hovering. Falling. We have touchdown.
We have touchdown.
That's what I said. So.
Door closed.
God damn. Door open.
Door open.
6, 4. Deploy all victims. Awesome. All victims rescued.
Door closed.
Back to base. Another 40 kilometers. Thanks science for time warp. Actually, we should just be thanking Discovery Channel.
Warning. Over torque.
Don't thank science for overtorque. To continue the rambling, why did they ever cancel Time Warp? I can't remember. All I remember is it was a great show. They probably ran out of things to show in slow motion. Yeah, when the Zitz episode came around, that was weird. That's when you knew they ran out of stuff. But anyways, I should probably go to some other topic. Seats. Seats, there's a fire extinguisher in here. What else? Your pal, the co-pilot? Actually, it's really interesting. If I started to fly really quickly at the mountain and didn't pull up, this guy would start freaking out, but I'm not going to show that because I don't want to die. I'm a good pilot. This is the mistake of letting airline passengers listen to their pilots. I mean, really. This prevents the airline pilots from having any fun because they could be listening to at any time, and as soon as one passenger hears it, then they all hear it, which is unfortunate. Especially when the pilots like to snicker to each other and call it, in air quotes, turbulence. Like turbulence. Although really there isn't much turbulence today because, hey, I should check the weather. Is the weather any different 40 nautical miles away from base? Oh dear. Trying to get up. And we're good. So, check weather. Nope. Same weather. Continuing on. This is why I will never become a pilot. Despite how much I want to. Because I would do this. And I do things like, air quote, turbulence. And then I would get fired. Totally worth it. To spend $10,000 to get a license. Ah, great, the time jump. Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. The Colossus of roads, or what?
Jump activated.
Rhodey from Iron Man? No. Maybe he's talking about actual roads. What's the year? What's the date? Whatever that quote is. That I can't remember. And we're falling again! Falling! That's because they changed the collective on me. Still, it's nicer than flying the whole way myself. I mean, now we're only 6 nautical miles away. How long has this video gone on for? Almost 20 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all. Good for a first video. I wonder if there's anything I forgot to mention. Why I can't get rid of overtorque? Actually, overtorque just refers to the fact that you're stressing the rotors far too much. So, so the collective is the pitch of the rotors. RPM, so, actually I should point out to you guys where I'm looking. Down in the lower left-hand corner, you see COL and RPM. COL refers to the collective, and RPM refers to rotations per minute. The collective is how steep an angle of attack or pitch of the each individual rotor has. Now, it's about the same. I wonder if I could land and show this to you guys. Maybe later. Now, it's going to be about the same for each of the rotors, except where maneuvering is concerned, but that's a different story. The collective determines how. I'd make a terrible lecturer or teacher. Nah, I'd be interesting. I'd be awesome as a teacher, but I ramble too much. I never get anything. They'd never learn anything in class. The collective determines how much. This is like the 6th time I've mentioned this already. The collective determines how much of a pitch the rotor has. The RPM determines how fast it's going, so whenever both those are too high, you'll get too much torque. In the lower right-hand corner, just above fuel. So, alright, over the mountain, now we've got to start descending. Not that fast. Not that fast. So, torque just means that you're putting too much strain on the rotor. Or that's what over-torquing means. Torque itself is when you apply a force at the end of a lever arm, like pushing a door from the handle and not the falling again, and not the hinge, because it makes you apply less force for a greater effect. Same thing with rotor blades. Only it's about even over the over the entire rotor blade. And I should probably just land before I ramble too much more. Landing, bleeding off speed. I really should have been watching my airspeed to give you guys examples of what I was talking about earlier. Oh well. Let's see, landing 101, don't crash. Landing 102, slower is better. Except when you need to finish a video because you are approaching 20 minutes. I don't know how long this is actually going to be after editing. I'm going to cut out a few parts like the loading screens and whatnot. Okay. Is there even a helipad for this, or am I supposed to land in the dirt? Nah, I'll take this guy's parking spot. And there were the arms. Ah, what are you talking about? That was a perfect landing. Awesome. Maximum safe speed exceeded my ass. Oh, but if you look at this, mission factory gas poisoning is success because we delivered the guys to the hospital. Realism level 80%. It's only 80 because I can't die. I'm immortal. It's like in EVE Online, where each time you die, you're just reincarnated in a body or in Spore when your memories are transferred also, and etc., etc. So, this has gone on for long enough. I'll explain the point system some other time. Thanks so much for watching. I just stole that outro. Bad, Matt. Bad. Anyways, I was about to say fly safe. That isn't any better. That's stolen from someone else also. Matt points to whoever can figure out who those guys are. I should come up with my own outro. Goodbye.